Welcome to the M3 Bearcast. My name is Malcolm Travers. In this episode of the M3 Bearcast, I speak with Lonnie Richardson, who is a former contributor to the Male Media Mind and a regular video blogger on Instagram and Facebook. He speaks a lot about his journey of self-love and his struggle with relationships, both in his family, work, and friendships. And he speaks about wanting to have that feeling of coming home to someone who really loves and cares about him, but living in a city like Atlanta where everyone is looking for the next bigger, better deal. And that contradiction that very outwardly successful people continuously feel dissatisfied in their relationships and why that might be. And Lonnie and I have gone back and forth on a lot of different issues over the years. You can see that in our previous videos on the YouTube channel. And we've often fought bitterly about things where I wanted to insist that he believe the same things that I believe. And I think over time, I've come to realize how controlling that can be. And Lonnie is one of those people who fiercely protects his boundaries. And he's taught me over the years to respect other people's boundaries more. Even when I disagree with someone, you can care about them deeply, even if you can't get them to believe the same things you do, even when you feel it's important. So I think Lonnie is also one of those people who inspires me to self-improvement. He's one of the few people I know who's lost a large amount of weight and has kept it off. And he has a very sensible way of thinking about fitness and health. And in this conversation, he talks about taking care of his mental health and what that meant for him, what he had to go through in order to take his mental health and wellness seriously. So I really appreciate him allowing me to use this candid conversation to introduce you to some of the ideas that I have long since wanted to be a central part of M3 and the M3 Bearcast, that being of self-love and conversations that really help us connect with our friends, family, our coworkers, and to the greater community. So please stick to the end. I'll give you more information about what we're doing and to help you become a greater part of the M3 community. I'm starting to see, since I got back, talking and feeling better, that that whole shit about you can't really love someone else until you love yourself. The reason that people say that is because if you don't love yourself, you're going to take bullshit from people, because you're desperate. You don't want to call it desperate, but you're lacking love and you're seeking love. I mean, that whole Tina documentary was kind of about that. Like, she, from an early age, was seeking love that she didn't get from her parents because she was abandoned. And then when Ike came along, who basically treated her like a father figure almost, and took her under his wing. That's an extreme version, but I mean, even a lesser version of that, like even the type of version where you put up with lies and you put up with volatile anger, even if it's not to the level of abuse, or you put up with neglect, like a person you call them and they don't call you back, but when they do call you back, you still answer the phone. Like, if you loved yourself, you're just like, nah, nigga, you didn't want this, and so you don't get access. Like, goodbye. Like, and it's not like a game or a strategy. Is literally like, I forgot you exist because you were gone so long.
Me and my sister had this conversation the other day. Well, not the other day, but last year we had this conversation. I don't know what the fuck I said the other day.
Yeah,
last year. Like, I was telling her about dealing with bullshit.
Yeah.
I said, well, I always thought you had to deal with bullshit at work because they paying you to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah.
And in your relationship, no, bitch, you ain't paying me to deal with this bullshit. So that's why, my sister said, you know what, I would have kept my mouth shut and just kept my mouth shut and did what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so she was like saying, well, I was like, huh? And so she broke it down. The way that she saw it was that you take bullshit from family, from people that you love and from family. You take their bullshit. Yeah. And you're like, I know that's bullshit, right? Yeah. But you take it and you just keep the shit moving because that's your lover and or family.
Yeah.
Because you can't trade your family in. You just either deal with the bullshit and you learn how to maneuver around it. And so since I have not been in a relationship for quite some time, nor have I been around my family like that for quite some time. So my thing is that if I can't give people my bullshit, I'm not going to take your bullshit.
Right, yeah.
So
she
after she made that point, it kind of made me think about the stuff that my grandmother had to put up with, the things that she put up with and had to endure with having her, the things, her trials and tribulations of her kids possibly leaving their kids with her while they go out there and party, people stealing from her and, just a lot of stuff. And then also my grandfather had his infidelity moment.
Yeah.
So for, looking at people like that, and I think all heterosexual men also go through the same thing that heterosexual women might go through with the unfaithfulness. But I think for them, maybe they look at the bigger picture because we're only on the planet for a short period of time. After we leave here, I don't know where the fuck we go. I really don't. And it's irritating the fuck out of me right now because I want to know where the fuck we go after we leave here. And if we leave here, I want to know. But anyway, with that being said,
yeah,
it just made me think about how honestly, if you don't take some bullshit in your personal life with dealing with a lover or a husband or a spouse, you might be single for the rest of your damn life because ain't nobody fucking perfect.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a limit, though, right? There's
I think there is, but hey,
yeah. I'm just saying,
whatever you can live with. I guess that's what the limit is.
Yeah, I guess there's better and worse ways to live with it. Like I said, with my ex and his bullshit, we're not even in a relationship. We're just friends. So, I mean, I feel like we're close friends.
Friendship is a relationship, right?
It is. Yeah, I know. And we
just not in a possible romantic relationship.
Right. No, I would say he's one of my closest friends. And I haven't even really ever said that out loud, but he's one of those people who I've always been able to talk to about, I never had to do small talk with him because I knew I could just get right to, the intimacy.
Right. Steak and potatoes.
Yeah, he was that kind of person. Yeah, and he always did take me out for steak and potatoes. This is true.
You know what?
He did, though. When we dated, he always did take me out to nice restaurants, and I do remember that. I thought, it was.
And who in the fuck goes out on the date before they have sex anyway? Eat some motherfucking steak and potatoes. I was hoping that Derek was going to say that you fucked them after. Yes. You don't take nobody out first. You take them after.
You fuck first. Yes.
But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, he was the type who would take me out to nice restaurants. I don't know if it was because he thought that's what we should do. But he did, and in retrospect, I always did like that. He always was good with gift giving. He would just buy me stuff sometimes. He still does that, even though we're friends. He's just randomly buy me stuff. I'm like,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This might be really personal.
It's fine.
So if it's really personal, let me know, or you don't even have to answer it.
I'm good.
But the thing is that. Did he love you? Was he in love with you? That would be the thing that is always the thing that is in the back of my head with dealing with exes or whatever. And when situations don't go the way that they possibly should go, or the way that I think they should go, or the way that we planned for it to go, it's just okay, well, you hurt me really deeply.
Yeah.
Did you love me at all? I don't know if you feel comfortable answering that.
No.
That would be my question. Like all the nice things that he did for you, did he out of love, or was it one of those things that, oh, this is what I should do because I'm his man?
I don't know. I think he does love me even now as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he is suited for a relationship though, because he is the type who wants to be able to do things on his own without having to think about someone else first, you know? And you can say that's selfish, but I mean, it is what it is. He doesn't, he wants to be able to, he wants his independence, but he also wants a relationship, which is, you know, impossible really. I don't know. Yeah. So, but I do get the idea of what you were saying. Did that person ever love you? And the one that reminds me of is being with somebody who just cut me off with no regard, you know, like it was all lovey dovey. It was, oh, you my baby, you my, you know, my baby boy. And I'm calling him daddy and all this kind of shit. And we're talking about getting married, even though it's not seriously getting married. It's just like fantasy married. We're talking about getting, you know, all this kind of stuff. And then one day out of the blue, he starts acting jealous, talking about, you know, are you fucking anybody? I'm like, what?
Oh, okay.
Now, first of all, we're not in a relationship. We're just talking, you know, but we're talking real fantasy, like, you know, and then you get jealous, even though we're not there yet. And first of all, I was like, my response to him was, I haven't had sex in 4 years at that point. You know, it's going on 5 years now. I haven't had sex. And he's like, well, that's not what I asked. I was like, what? He asked, would I have sex with someone, some theoretical random person who came along? And I said, well, that's up to you.
Oh, that was a good way to throw that shit back at him.
Yeah. Like, are you going to make me a honest man? Are you going to, you know, are you asking me to be monogamous with you? And at that point, silence. I hadn't heard from him in like 3 months. And that was the thing. Like I could, and when we were talking, it felt like we were in love with each other. Not in love, but we had feelings of some sort. He was saying some things that I now realize are lies, you know, like his feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like his feelings must have been a lie, because there's no way that you could express all these feelings to me and then just like cut it off instantly and never mention it again. Just like, oh, well, he didn't say we're not
one of our old topics?
Yeah, I'm sure all these are.
Ghosting people.
Yeah, that was a ghost. He ghosted me. And
but in my humble opinion, it is hurtful.
It is. And it's hurtful. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. I was hurt. And I mean, I dealt with it like an adult and just moved on, you know. But I still think about it. I'm still talking about it. So clearly I'm thinking about it. If it didn't hurt at all, I wouldn't have it in my memory. You know, it had just been something I had forgotten about. And it's fairly recent. Like I said, it was only a few months ago. But I was using an example of like, you know, that sort of insecurity of like, can you really know if someone really has feelings for you? Because they can show all the signs, you know, they can be saying all the right words and saying all the right things and then just disappear. And, you know, that shit can fuck with your head a little bit, you know.
I wonder how that conversation gonna go when they come back, though.
Oh, yeah. I guess they are going to come back. This is true. They are. And I think about that too, like what my reaction would be. And I think I would say, I'm good. You know, like if he were to come back, I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad at you. You had your reasons for doing what you did. And I'm not mad, but we can't pick up where we left off, you know? Like, I'm good. I hope you're good too. And friendly hug over the phone, of course. Not a real hug. And, you know, go in peace. You're good. I'm good. And I still feel like some kind of way about it because, you're playing with people's feelings. Like that's what that was. I was a way of boosting your ego, making you feel good. There's no other way around it. Yeah.
Possibly. It's always a beautiful thing when you can reconnect. And if they come back and they tell you, hey, I was dealing with a lot, because I never really ask people a lot of questions. When they say that they go away and then they come back and say, oh, I was dealing with a lot and da-da-da. And then when I start asking questions, they get kind of silent. So I'm just like, you know what, maybe I need to stop asking questions because they're getting silent because they don't want to talk about it. And more than likely, in my humble opinion, it was somebody else in the picture. Yeah. And now that situation didn't work the fuck out, now here it is, you want to come back over here.
You're not wrong.
However,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But people would say that, oh, you can't say that because you don't know. You don't know if that's that.
Well, yeah, that's true. This is true. But just like I said with my friend and his roommate, you don't know, but you do know.
Okay.
You don't know, but you do. If you felt it, there's a reason you felt it.
Exactly. It was meant for you to feel that shit.
Yeah. You felt it. And you should trust that. And I know you don't actually know, but the feeling is enough. And it doesn't even matter if it was true or not. It's a decent assumption, and they can confirm it or not. And, you're going to feel the way you feel. And so just.
But that's one thing I tried not to do.
But the thing is, in that scenario where they had a thing with someone else, it didn't work out, and they came back to you, is that necessarily a bad thing? Just a devil's advocate type question, because it's like they thought they found this shiny thing. It's like going on vacation or something, right? Like we go on vacation, but then we come back home. And if this person feels like you're home to them, is that necessarily a bad thing? Mind you, this is a devil's argument.
I'm gonna be another devil, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna give you a Christian answer. Like, oh, let's look at this from rose-colored glasses. Look here, this bitch might go on another vacation. No, thank you, bitch.
Good answer.
I don't need you going on vacations with me. No.
They just needed to clear up their head. They tested things out with this beautiful stranger, and then they got dumped, and now they came back to what makes them comfortable, and you don't have to necessarily be there settling for it. It could be what really makes them happy.
Well, you will really have to show me that you want to be with me,
right?
You will really have to put some work in. You will really have to, you have to put some work in to show me. And I'm not saying put work in as in like going above and beyond, but you would definitely have to make me feel secure with dating you all over again.
Right.
And a lot of times, black gay men, I don't think we really want to do that shit. I don't think men really want to do that shit. Like put the work in. Like you don't fucked over somebody. Bitch, do you really want to put that damn work in?
Right.
And you're not really married to this person. And the gay culture is let's just move on to somebody else. In order to get in order to get over somebody, get under a new person.
Right.
And I think that's with the whole world as well. But from the gay experience, that's relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship, and yeah, that you playing devil's advocate to no, I don't need you to go. You're gonna have to prove to me that you want to be back with me.
Right. Yeah, that's real.
Like your ass gonna have to be shitting unicorn fairy dust. Like this, ain't no fucking way. No.
Right.
Marriage and give me a ring that's paid for, that's real.
Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast thus far. And if you are really enjoying this conversation, I implore you to join our YouTube channel. Male Media Mind does live broadcasts 4 times a week. Greg hosts a political and news podcast. I post one every Saturday about relationships, sex, the community, mental health. Derek does one where he invites his friends and he talks about issues in our community. And Devon hosts one on Sunday that talks about nerd culture, movies, comics, video games, and we often have a great time. If you want to know when these broadcasts go live, just subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when we go live. They also stream on Twitter and Facebook. So just search for Male Media Mind on any of those platforms, and you'll be notified when we go live. And now back to our conversation. The thing I'm thinking is what makes people stop that vicious cycle of trying to always upgrade? Because the person who is always trying to upgrade is always chronically breaking up with people, right? And that can't be healthy, and that cannot be a good life. I'm not thinking that they're happy either. You know, they got their complaints.
True.
So
I'm gonna tell you what someone told me about that. And this might tie into what you're saying.
Yeah.
They once told me that they were unsatisfied. Now, this person is Janet Jackson in the gay community.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody want to be with this person, this individual.
Mm-hmm.
And so this individual and I used to share a lot of time and space and talks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this person shared with me that they have a hard time feeling satisfied.
Yeah.
And so I think with people who don't feel satisfied on the inside, they always looking for an upgrade. They always upgrading stuff. They always got to accumulate other stuff. But once you start feeling secure with who you are, where you are in your life, your position in life, loving who you are, I think that's the moment that you stop trying to upgrade and date other people, because you know who you are, what you are, you know how to love yourself, so that way you know how to love the next person.
Right.
And a lot of gay men, from the people that I've dated, I just say the people that I've dated, the people that I had interactions with, I didn't love myself enough.
Right.
But I love myself to a certain extent.
Right.
But I didn't love myself enough until like 2017.
Yeah.
And being able to really feel satisfied with who I am, with what I am and who I am.
Right.
And when this person said that to me, that they don't feel satisfied, and then I start looking at their life, I'm like, damn, he dated this person, he goes here, he does this.
Yeah,
he sent me videos. It looks so beautiful.
It does. Yeah.
But I think, based on what that person shared with me, is that until you feel satisfied on the inside about who you are, what you are, and who you loving, I think you'll never feel satisfied until you fix that.
I 100% agree with that, cosign. And I am working on that. That's why I'm not dating anyone, because I'm trying to get to that point where I really love myself enough to not really need anybody. And if that other person comes along, then they're just, going to compliment me, not complete me, Like I want to get to the point where I don't need anyone, but having someone would be nice, That's where I'm getting. But I'm a long ways away from that. But
when you say need someone, you mean
that lonely feeling,
love, or
that cold, that feeling of.
Don't need that, though.
I don't think so. I think some people are happy alone. I really do. I think some people really do love themselves enough to not need that. They may get their rocks off, with some sexual encounters, but they really don't feel the need to couple up at all.
Well, I know for me, I feel better when I'm in a relationship, to be honest. However, the reason why I haven't dated was because of that, because one person told me that if you can't afford to date, you shouldn't be dating. I took that into consideration. I did. I took that into, and that's the same person who I was dating last year, and this is the same person who I was dating periodically, and so here it is. The same person that some shit that he did
fuck,
to
by
me.
The way. I'm just gonna say it. It sounds shallow as fuck.
Some people, I never forget. One day I showed up at his doorstep. I think I had dropped you off at the hotel, and I went by his place. So I was in the area, and I was just like, "Hey, you know." When he came to the door, oh my God, he chopped my neck off. Oh, yeah. And then he slammed the door in my face. Bitch.
I think you told me about that. And just
so
because,
how about he came over because I didn't call first,
right?
And I said, and it was like the Labor Day weekend too. He might have been in there fucking. He could have had somebody coming over. Here it is. I'm disturbing his nut. I'm about to fuck up what he got going on.
Yeah.
And make a long story short, he came over here and to pick up his belongings. And he texted to say, hey, he was on his way, but I never responded back.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even see the text. It was on my MacBook. Mm-hmm. So I never saw the text or whatever. And the next thing I know, I get a knock on the door. I come to the door. It's him. And he was like, hey, I came to pick up my stuff or whatever. And I'm like, right then and there, I could have chewed his fucking head off.
Yeah.
But I didn't because my thing is that I love you. And I would never chew your head off like that. Yeah. And so if you were somebody else, I might have threw your shit out like I did the other person. I threw his shit in the trash can. And then he came back like, almost 8 months later. So I'm like, oh, you still got my uniform, my work uniform, my police uniform? Nah, bitch, that shit is in the trash. And he got all upset and hysterical. I'm like, really? Did you really think I was going to keep your shit after you out here fucking other people?
Yeah.
Bitch, get the fuck out of here. I stopped dating, and I stopped dating. I didn't know how to really date people because I didn't financially, I just didn't know how to date people. But doing therapy, my therapy sessions and, thankful, the Male Media Mind, you guys kind of like open my eyes up to other things and other thought patterns and everything else. And so it helped me on a journey. And so when I started taking my behavioral health a little bit more serious, especially, what was it? I took it more serious in 2017 when I got into the department that have me out on disability now.
Yeah.
I took that shit serious because I've never wanted to kill people. I've never wanted to harm people the way that I wanted to harm my manager. Yeah. So I knew for me, like, something ain't right with me. Something's not right. So that's why I took the behavioral health thing more seriously. But I prefer to come home to someone. Yeah. I prefer to come home to a family feeling. I don't like coming home to an empty house. Okay. That's not or empty home, I should say.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I love myself. I love that I created this little world for myself, but it feels good to be loving on someone and to have them loving on you genuinely. I personally miss that feeling. I used to always have that feeling in Florida. But here in Atlanta, Georgia, I have to say Atlanta because I haven't lived all over Georgia. But in Atlanta, it's like it's always the next best thing. It's always a whole bunch of bullshit.
But some couples who are happy, when I think of like redacted couple as an example, like they're just like, why?
I want to be happy and monogamous.
What do you mean?
I want to be happy and monogamous. I don't know how monogamous their relationship is. So they appear to be really happy.
Actually, they really do appear to be really happy. I know nothing about their sex life. This is true. But when I see the two of them, I see two people who are very comfortable with each other first.
Exactly.
And, like I said, I don't know anything about their sex life. That's between them. And that's probably the way it should stay. Like now that I think about it, I'm glad I don't know anything about it, I don't feel like I need to. And that's another thing, I guess, just an issue of how small our community is and how interested we are in each other's sex lives. That's the other thing.
No, it's no. If we're going to be interested in people's lives, then we need to be interested in
Yeah,
the
no,
whole thing.
but we're not.
Because if
We're
you're going to
just
use somebody as an example,
yeah.
then it's almost like saying, like, for instance,
Mm,
like you admire somebody for one thing, but when you find out that they do something else, like, oh, nah, I don't admire them anymore.
right, right.
But
That's true.
I look at a person's everything.
They do, and I just I don't know redacted as well as I know redacted, but redacted is really comfortable with who he is. Like he's just not. He gives
Mm-hmm.
zero fucks. I just say it and I would assume redacted is similar in the sense that he exudes self-confidence and a certain amount of self-actualization, I guess you could say, that he is what he wants to be, you know? And I think that is essential, really, in partnering with somebody that you're not wanting in your internal life, And whatever agreement that they have with each other about their sex life is between them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that it works for them. I don't know if it does or not. But that's all I'm saying as an essential part of being happy with someone else is being happy with yourself first. And obviously you can still want that home life. And maybe in the meantime, while I'm not going to speak for you, but for myself, in the meantime, while I work on myself, I can find ways to satisfy those needs until I found myself to be not needy, because that neediness to me attracts abusers, users, and players, like putting out that energy of needing someone is exactly how you find an asshole. So someone who isn't needing anyone but would like someone, it's like, I don't need you, but if you want to join me in my life that is fulfilled and comfortable, I have space. That's where I want to be. I'm not there. And I probably need some more therapy. I haven't been to therapy in a while. I thought about that when you talked about that. I need to work on that. Yeah. I think you might have gotten me to pay for it, because that's the only reason I haven't done it, is just because I don't want to pay for it.
But I'm paying out of pocket now.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to. I need it, so.
It's been working for me.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I showed the young lady.
Seems like
I showed the young lady the guy who I was dating, and she's like, "Oh, well, he's handsome and blah blah blah," because he moved in with me. He gave me his old furniture, a bed and his couch.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, well, also the TV stand that my TV is sitting on in the living room.
Yeah.
So that was stuff that was in his bedroom. So he just gave it to me because he was going to throw it away because he's getting some other furniture. I'm like, nah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so that saved me some money.
Yeah.
So he gave it to me, and as we were talking, trying to get to know each other, it was just like, I've been researching relationships since Black Women Today. That's been back excuse me, 1998. I started reading Black Women Today, reading magazines in reference to relationships and how to make them work and blah 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 and that da da da.
Yeah.
So my therapist, the counselor that I see, she confirmed that I was questioning what happened at work. Like, I'm like, did I just see what I think I saw? The whole year, she ain't say shit.
Right.
She said when shit hit the fan, she ain't say shit. She just listened. And so this year, it's like, okay, all right. My goal was prior to me getting sick, My goal was that I wanted to be off from work for a year because I have not taken a vacation. I have not taken time off.
Yeah.
Only time off that I've ever taken was for medical reasons.
Right.
So last year was the first year that I've been able to just sit on my ass and just work when I need to work or whatever.
Yeah.
So after this year, about last week actually,
Mm-hmm.
she said to me, she confirmed to me that my job shitted on me because I had been questioning, like, okay, did I do everything I should do? Like, why am I in this situation? I had tears in my eyes. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I was pissed and upset because I'm just like, I did everything that my dad taught me to do, my mom taught me to do. Be a good person. Work your ass off,
Yeah.
and do this and do that. I was doing all that shit.
Yeah.
But when somebody don't like your ass, oh bitch, they finna get your ass the fuck up out this job.
Yeah.
So the pandemic came. I ended up getting sick due to my management team
Mm-hmm.
having to use other people's headset to talk to my managers and open myself up to the coronavirus. A lot of shit. So
Oh wow.
it hit me really hard, and I almost couldn't bounce back from it.
Oh,
And I was almost on the verge of dying because I was staying with someone who wanted me out their home because I was really sick. And for them, they didn't want to get sick neither.
Right.
So it's like, well, are you moving out soon? Are you moving out soon? I'm like, yeah, my job, my paycheck, the people here, the leasing company, they were just saying, well, two of my paychecks was, one was for $10, the other was for $100 that my car note ate up, another was for $0.00. And so I had to show these people my paycheck to say, hey, I have a job. And they looking at my paycheck like, you know how much this rent is?
Oh, wow.
So make a long story short, the lady said, I tell you what, she gave me some paper to fill out. I filled out the paper, sent it over to my job. My managers never filled it out, but my tier 2 department, because I kept DCCing my tier 2 department, which is human resources. Whenever I would email my management team, I would email them as well, and then I would email it to myself in my private email. So that way, if I ever need to go back to confirm some shit, I have some shit I can go back and look at it.
Yeah.
So my management team didn't do it, but the tier 2 department did it. They confirmed that I work for United Health Group, and they sent it over to the leasing company, and the leasing company allowed me to move into the apartment last year. And so outside of that, my therapist confirmed to me that my job did fuck me over. Right. Even when I was on with the psychiatrist one day, I was on I called out that morning from work, and then my manager called me at 5:30 during one of my psychiatry sessions. My phone went off, and I'm on Zoom with the psychiatrist, and I'm talking to my manager. And after the conference, my manager's like, "You need to, I know you called off, but you need to sign in and read this very important email, and then respond back to the email. It's mandatory, and da 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 da." And then I'm like, oh, "Okay, okay." And then I looked at the phone conversation. I looked over at my psychiatrist. I'm like, okay, so what if I had got into a bad accident? And here it is. I'm about to have surgery. Would she have called the doctor and told him to wake my ass up so I can read this fucking email? I'm like, isn't that considered harassment or something? Because I called the fuck off. I said I was sick.
Right.
So anyway, luckily the lady did do that while I was having a psychiatrist appointment. Yeah. So the psychiatrist saw what the fuck I was dealing with at work.
Right.
But it was beautiful to have somebody confirm. You might have your friends.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I might talk to you every single day, and it's different when someone who can put pen to paper and make some shit happen confirm that that shit happened, they fucked your ass completely over.
Thank you for listening thus far to this podcast, and if you're enjoying the conversation, I have a book recommendation for you. It's called The Velvet Rage, and it is a book about the psychology of authentic validation and shame within gay men in our community. And I think it's very relevant to the conversation that Lonnie and I are having in this podcast, because so many gay men feel unsatisfied in their relationships because of hidden shame that they had from the days that they were in the closet. And this book really details the progression of people realizing that hidden shame from the years that they kept their sexuality a secret. So I'm going to be talking about it on this podcast in the future. I'm going to be talking about it on the YouTube channel. I'm probably going to be making videos and posts on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, because I believe in the redemptive power of self-love. This book is going to be one that we read, and in the show notes, I'm going to post a link that is a affiliate link for M3. So if you want to read this book with us while we're reading it in June, click the link and we'll get a small commission for telling you about the book, and it won't cost you a thing. We really appreciate your support of M3. And now back to our conversation.
Even though my therapist said they fucked me over, my therapist said, like, Monty, they really did a number on you last year. And
yeah,
I'm really amazed about how you came through that, and the relationship ending, and how you came through it, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, look here, I did like a lot of Instagram posting, like a live diary type of shit.
Yeah.
So I know people thought I was going flipping the fuck out of my mind, but it was just like, I was just detailing, documenting my journey during this time, and one person thought I was flipping out over a relationship. I'm like, bitch, fuck him. I was gonna fuck about that nigga. He done walked out on my ass, bitch.
I mean, it's funny, when I saw them, I didn't really know what was happening. I knew something was there. I saw a little bit of it, but
and that's when I put the same to my rehab with the song, like, I want to go to rehab. No. But the behavioral health was my rehab, and I was just, it was like just something fun to do. I was documenting as it was happening, and it was just one of those things where I just want to make sure that if I lost my mind, that my family or anyone, my family or close friend be like, okay, bitch, he lost his mind right here.
Yeah.
Right here. I did meet a lot of beautiful people by documenting my journey. I met a lot of beautiful people who just simply want to hang out. So
I definitely lost my way before when we were doing it, where I became, I don't know what I did. I mean, I know what I did. I don't know why I did.
It was overwhelming.
It was.
It was really overwhelming.
And I think now I'm getting back to what really matters to me. And it's funny that you mentioned, reading those magazines since you were like young 20s about relationships. I'm kind of the same way. I read those. I listened to podcasts about it, and, I was always interested in it and still am. And it's somewhat for myself, but also for other people. Like, I don't think I can fix anyone. First of all, I know that now.
Sure.
But I do feel like I can learn from other people's experiences and at least share other people's experiences. So my goal now is, one, to talk to more mental health professionals on air about situations, get people to inbox me questions and things, like scenarios that I can run by professionals and other people who are just more experienced than myself, and get their opinions and get them to share it. And that's meaningful to me, because I feel like I'm putting something out into the world that could be helpful to someone if that is what they want. Like, I can't make anyone want it, but I see the need. I definitely see the need. I got an inbox from some guy who's just like, find me a husband. I was just like, no, I can't do that. Or someone else who is flirting with me, but doing it all the wrong ways, and I'm just like, you are so you are me 20 years ago, like, he will hit me up, and I will respond, and it'll be like 20 minutes before he responds, and he'll say something. And by that point, I've lost my train of thought, because I messaged you back 20 minutes ago, and now you messaged me back. But now the message you're replying is, why are you not interested? Why don't you reply to me? I'm like, because you didn't reply to me. I love you don't see what's going on. And what my feeling is, if I had to base it on myself, is that he is really thirsty and he is messaging every attractive person he sees, you know? And the reason he can't reply to me quickly is because he's replying to 10 other people. You know? That's my, if not, it could just be that he's busy with his own life, whatever he's doing. But my question is, why would you reply with an accusation of disinterest when you are showing the same disinterest in me? I can't fix him. You know, that's something wrong with him. But I can put out stuff that if this person so desired to work on himself, there are resources available for him that are both, you know, uplifting and entertaining, you know? And that's kind of what I'm thinking about. You know, I'm reading books and watching movies. Like I really did feel like that Tina documentary was good and stuff like that. I'm working on myself. And like you said, kind of documenting it a little, but not really. I don't share my own personal stuff, but I mean, that's just because I am not there yet. Maybe one day, a little bit. I share a little, but not a lot. But
only a very few, a couple, and those are the ones that I still fuck with. But everyone else, I kind of let them go by the wayside because it's just like they would hit me up. I would have to call. I called a few of them.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, I wanted to reach out to you, but you had like a lot going on. I really didn't want to interfere. I'm just like,
yeah,
really, bitch.
Well, the true test of whether or not someone wants to be in your life is, are they?
Exactly. So,
like, if you want to be there,
that,
God damn it! Like, if you want to be there, just be there. Like, how hard is that?
And so the ones that are from Miami, but one guy from Miami, his name is Reggie. Reggie, he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, Lonnie, I'm in Atlanta." Now I dated Reggie back in 2000 and what? We dated back in 2001. I want to say. And basically our date, we just fucked like rabbits. We fucked everywhere.
Yeah.
And so now here it is. He's back in my life again, and we're just friends or whatever. And it was refreshing that someone who knew me from way back when, they reached out to me and was just like, you know, hey, what's up? What's going on? Da 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 da. And we reconnected. And it wasn't on some sexual stuff. It was just on some regular random stuff. Like he invited me to a party that his friends were hosting, and come to find out, the same people who seemed like they didn't want to hang around me, I see their ass at the motherfucking party. I'm just like,
yeah, of course.
Bitch, yeah.
The truth is, they just didn't want to hang out with you. I mean that's what it is. I mean, is it really?
That is true.
And is that necessarily a bad thing? Like, you don't want to hang out with people who don't want to hang out with you. You know?
That's true, but that's also a bitter pill. That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is. Obviously, I'm not going to take that away. You know, and obviously it's easy for me to say because I'm not going through it. You know,
because if I've never done a shitty thing to you that I know of, and you've never confronted me about a shitty thing I've done to you, but yet you're treating me funny because of what somebody else said about me.
Right.
That's really fucked up. And here it is now, when you get a chance to see me and hang out with me, all of a sudden your perception of me changes.
Right.
No,
I'm
saying, exactly. I'm like, you could have had this real me a long time ago. But getting back to the subject, what we're talking about, I think I done took us off the subject.
No, it's okay.
I really I can't wait to see your topics on relationships. I saw one of the videos. I think that was the steak and potato video that y'all was talking about relationships or whatever.
No, we try to do one subject a week on relationships. And right now we're reading this book called 8 Dates. Yeah. And that's what we were talking about. his Greg's friend Natasha Edwards, who's a therapist in New York. I'm hoping we'll have her back, but she recommends this book to her clients, and we've just been breaking it down chapter by chapter, and it's been good. It's been really good for me, because I think these basically the book theorizes that all relationships are based on a series of conversations, and really like getting to know people on several different levels. And so we've done 4 chapters of the 8. So we've gotten halfway through it now. The first one was on like trust and commitment. Like how do you trust someone when you've been hurt in the past, and how you witnessed people being bad to each other, and having conversations about, what it means to trust somebody, considering how hurtful people can be and how selfish people can be, And then the next one was on sex. Sex and intimacy. And then it was on managing conflict, like getting into fights and dealing with fighting fairly, and, speaking up, not being afraid of conflict, which is also important, like not walking away when you have a disagreement with someone, feeling confident enough to disagree without really hurting each other, And then we this week we did one on what was it? Finance and work and money, which is one of the more.
They have a chapter in there about team building exercises in relationships.
Well, all these things are kind of team building exercise. Like they're all dates, so all these conversations are based around these areas of relationships. Thank you for listening to the M3 Bearcast, and thank you to Lonnie for allowing me to use this conversation in this podcast. If you'd like to get more information about M3, please visit m3bearcast.com. And you can also just find Male Media Mind on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm Malcolm Travers, and thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.